says it needs Nersa to increase electricity tariffs so it can fulfill its operational obligations. But Nersa says electricity consumers won't be able to afford the increase Eskom is asking for. The cash-strapped power utility is bitter about Nersa's decision to deduct 23 billion rands from the 69 billion rand government bailout it got from the National Treasury last year.
This is the second court application that's being heard between Eskom and Nersa. In this instance, Eskom is trying to clarify the Nersa decision that was made for the 18-19 financial year, where an increase of 5.23% was granted. The main focus of this application is that Nersa did not follow the regulations, the legislation and its own methodology in arriving at its decision. And we are detailing the various areas where Nersa had not applied its methodology. And also we are highlighting the evidence that shows that Nersa made an original decision and decided to change it. We are concerned because Nersa is required to ensure the sustainability of Eskom, and we did not see much evidence to that effect.
Senior Counsel Matthew Charles-Carlson, representing Eskom, says Nersa hasn't done its homework where tariffs are concerned.
Nersa adopted an approach of punishing Eskom for failing to meet cost projections under MYPDM3 as opposed to examining the cost projections for MYPD4, which was not a permissible approach for Nersa to adopt. The double counting errors are errors that I do want to emphasize, because what Nersa did is it made two self-evident mistakes, just blatant mistakes in disallowing costs in respect of network use of system charges by IPPs and nuclear fuel costs. In respect of the IPP use of system costs, Eskom disallowed 192 million on the basis that it believed that Eskom recovers these costs in terms of its power purchase agreements with the IPPs. But it doesn't, and Nersa should know that because it has all of those contracts and it authorizes them. In terms of the power purchase agreements, the IPPs are allowed to pass the charges on to Eskom. So the costs are not recovered from the IPPs under the agreements. They're carried by Eskom, and they form part of the ring-fenced IPP costs that it should be entitled to recover through its tariff.
Eskom says the low tariffs are partly to blame for load shedding. Arguments continue on Tuesday, with counsel for Nersa presenting their case. Nothando Makutulela, SABC News, Johannesburg.